Hey, first graders, we are going to be doing our chapter 3 review for math today. So these are papers out of your math packet. Actually, it will be out of the math book that came home in your box. Okay, so these will be the end of chapter 3. The first page, let me show you what it looks like here. The first page we are going for looks like this. Okay, so it will be 2 pieces of paper out of your book, starting with this one. Okay, and that is what we're going to do. Now, remember when we do these chapter 3 or any chapter review and test, we need to have both a pencil and a crayon because we will do the work first and then we'll go back and check our work with a crayon and see how we did and see if we earned stairs or stars on what we completed. Okay, so we're going to start here. Number 1, it says write the addends in a different order. So if we have 5 plus 4 equals 9, how can we write that in another order? Okay, what do we switch? How do we have the same sum with just the addends in another order? What would be the new addition sentence? Write that out on number 1. Blank plus blank equals blank. Number 2, count on from 4. Write the number that shows 1 more. So if we're doing 4 plus 1, what would be the sum? 4 in the box, 1 outside. Count on from 4. What is our sum? Number 3, the cubes show a doubles fact. Choose the doubles fact and the sum. Okay, so look at the picture. What do we have? Blank plus blank equals blank. Okay, for the first one, it's just fill in the blank. The second one, circle the number for the second addend, and then circle the number for the sum. Blank plus blank equals blank. Okay, that shouldn't have been too bad. Go ahead and pull out your crayon. I'm going to choose a color today. We'll go with that one. That one makes me smile. And we are going to come back to number 1. Okay, if we are adding in another order, the addends go in a different order. Right now we have 5 plus 4. So if we switch that, it would be 4 plus 5. The sum is still 9. That does not change. You can switch the addends, does not change the sum. Number 2, count on from 4. If we put 4 in the box and do 1 more, that would give us 5. Okay. So on this first one, I forgot to do stairs and stars. So look back at the first one. If you wrote down 4 plus 5 equals 9, then you reached your goal for that question and you get a star. If you wrote something different and you needed to fix it with your crayon to make it match mine, then you give yourself a stair. Remember, stairs aren't bad. They're just a reminder that this is something we're still working on. Okay, so number 2, same thing. If you had a 5 there already, give yourself a star to show you reached your goal for that question. If you had something else and needed to fix it and put the 5 there, then you give yourself a star. Number 3, okay, our first set of cubes shows that we have 5. Our second set of cubes also has 5. And the doubles fact, 5 plus 5 equals 10. So if you have 5 written first, 5 circled, and then 10 circled, you give yourself a star. Okay, if you need to fix anything, that's okay. Give yourself a star so you know that's something you are going to continue working on. Okay, let's switch back to our pencil and let's go to our next set of pages. So we're looking for question number 4. Okay, this is where we're starting. This one says there are 3 red leaves. There are 4 yellow leaves. How many leaves in all? Hopefully you have your pencil ready. Use doubles to add. So we're starting with 3, and we're going to use doubles to add. We're starting with 3. Notice we're adding at the end too. So doubles plus something. So fill in the 3 missing atoms and then tell me what the sum would be. Remember, if numbers are neighbors, we can use doubles to help us. We're starting with the smaller number, which means we have to get a little bit bigger to make it a 4. So what will that mean we need to add at the end? Okay, number 5, choose all the doubles facts that can help you solve 8 plus 7. So look at each of these. We have 4 plus 4 equals 8. Does that help us with 8 plus 7? If you think it's helpful, then we fill in the bubble. Otherwise, leave it alone. 7 plus 7 equals 14. Is that helpful? If you think so, fill in the bubble or leave it alone. And finally, 8 plus 8 equals 16. If that helps solve the problem, you can fill in the bubble. Otherwise, leave it alone. Okay. Number 6 says, write a count-on fact that shows a sum of 10. So remember, counting on, it says count on 2. So you know one of the add-ons is 2. And the sum is 10. So you're going to have to think, what is the other add-on? So that should be in the first line. And in the second line, it says, write a doubles fact that also shows a sum of 10. So again, the sum is 10 on both of these. One is a doubles fact that equals 10. The other is count on 2 and equal 10. Knowing your doubles facts, knowing your ways to make a 10, very helpful for that question. Let's look at number 7. Match the models to the number sentences. So look at the first picture. What does the picture show? There's the dot for it. And draw a line to the number sentence, the dot for the number sentence below that matches it. Repeat that for this middle picture and also for the final picture. Okay, one of those pictures shows 10 plus 3 equals 13. One of those pictures shows 10 plus 1 equals 11. And one of those pictures shows 10 plus 0 equals 10. Can you match them all? Okay, number 8. The model shows 8 plus 5 equals 13. Write the 10 fact that has the same sum. So remember how we've taken these numbers and we fill in the 10 frame and we figure out what we need to borrow, what we need to move up to turn it into a group of 10. 10 plus blank equals 13. We want to find the same 10 fact that this picture can show to keep the sum still at 13. We're not changing the sum. We're just going to move some of our pieces so that we can make a 10. Okay. Number 9, does the addition show how to make a 10 to add? Choose yes or no. Okay, so you're looking, do I have 10 buddies? Can I make a 10 from these add-ins? So look here in the first one. Can I make a 10 to help me add? Fill in yes or no. Look at the second one, 7 plus 5 plus 5. Can I make a 10 using those numbers? Yes or no? And number 9, 5 plus 4 plus 7. Can I make a 10 with those numbers? Yes or no? Okay, go ahead and switch from your pencil to your crayon. And let's come back over to number 4. Okay. With our crayon, it says use doubles to add. We are starting with a 3, so I'm going to keep my 3, and it tells me to use a double, so I'm going to double my 3. But I don't have 3 plus 3. I have 3 plus 4. And I know 4 is 1 more than 3. So 3 plus 1, that's the same as adding my 4. So 3 plus 4 equals 3 plus 3 plus 1 more. I know 3 plus 3 is 6. 1 more would make it 7. There's my sum. If you have 3, 3, 1, and the sum of 7, you get a star. If there's something you missed, fix it with your crayon and give yourself a star. Number 5. Choose all the doubles facts that help you solve 8 plus 7. Well, first we have 4 plus 4 equals 8. That's a double fact, but it finds one of the addends, and we're not trying to find an addend, we're trying to find the sum. So while 4 plus 4 is a double fact, and it's related to one of the numbers here, it's not getting us any closer to the sum of 8 plus 7. So that one really doesn't help us. It's good to know, but it's not helpful for this problem. Okay, the next one says 7 plus 7 equals 14. Well, here I have 8 plus 7 as neighbor numbers. So if I know 7 plus 7 is 14, then I know 7 plus 8 would just need to get a little bit bigger and add 1, make it 15. So is 7 plus 7 equal to 14 helpful? Yes, because it's very near to where I'm trying to go. The next one says 8 plus 8 equals 16. If I know 8 plus 8 equals 16, will that help me find 8 plus 7? Yes, because again, 8 and 7 are neighbor numbers. So if 8 plus 8 equals 16, 8 plus 7 is just a little bit smaller. So I would do 8 plus 8 and take 1 away. So 16, take 1 away, would be 15. So 8 plus 8 is helpful. Okay. If you got both of those, give yourself a star. If you needed to fix one of them, then we put a star. Number 6 says write a count on 2 fact to show a sum of 10. So I know my sum is 10, and I know I'm going to count on 2. What number do I need to start with? So when I count on 2, I land on 10. 8, 8, count on 2, 9, 10. That would be my missing addend. Okay, the second one wanted us to show a doubles fact to show a sum of 10. What number can we double to build a 10? 5. Okay, so if you have 5 plus 5 equals 10, then we have our doubles fact, 5 plus 5, and we kept our sum of 10. If you have both of these addition sentences, then you get a star. You may have written 2 plus 8. Would that still count? Yes, because you can add in any order, so that one would still work. Okay, so 2 plus 8 or 8 plus 2 equals 10. And then the other one has to be 5 plus 5 equals 10. So if you have those, you get a star. If not, make sure you fix it with your crayon and give yourself a star so you know it's something to work on. Okay, number 7. Looking in the first one, I have a group of 10 and nothing outside. So that is 10 plus 0 equals 10. Next, I have a group of 10 and 3 outside. So 10 plus 3 equals 13. Remember, we can just bump out the 0. If I have a 10 and another number comes along, it bumps out the 0. That 0 is just holding its place. 10 and 1 more. 10 plus 1 equals 11. The 1 bumped out the 0. Okay, so if you matched all of those correctly, you get the star. Otherwise, fix it with your crayon and give yourself a star. Number 8. The model shows 8 plus 5 equals 13. Write the 10 fact that has the same sum. Okay, so we want to fill in the 10 frame. So we're going to put those two up here so that now I have a group of 10, and still out on the outside I still have 3. So 10 plus 3 equals 13. Bump out the 0. If you got that correct, you don't need to draw the picture, but if you had 10 plus 3 equals 13, you get the star. Otherwise, fix it and give yourself a stare. Number 9. Does the addition show how to make a 10 to add? Yes or no? So 7 plus 3 plus 2, can we make a 10 out of those numbers? Yes. Which numbers in that group make 10? 7 and 3. I'm going to circle them. You don't need to circle them unless it's helpful to you. Okay, so there's our group of 10. That tells us it makes a 10. So if you're doing it with your friend, if you're having to fix it, then I would circle it. If you already had yes picked, then you don't need to circle that unless you want to. It's just good to notice. Okay, 7 plus 5 plus 5. Can we make a 10 out of those numbers? Yes. Okay, which ones will I circle to show you I can make a 10? 5 and 5. Good job. Okay, and finally 5 plus 4 plus 7. Can I make a 10 out of any of those? No, I cannot. A 5 would need another 5. 4's 10 buddy is 6. 7's 10 buddy is 3. So I do not have any 10 buddies here. Okay. Okay, let's switch to a pencil again. And let's come to our last page. Okay, we're looking at number 10. Looking at this picture, I have red and blue and yellow cubes. Complete the addition sentence to show the sum. Choose the missing number and the sum. Okay, so we're looking here with your pencil. It says 2 plus something plus 4. What's the missing addend that they don't have down? Is it 3 or 4 or 5? Then with that, what is the sum of all 3 addends together? Is it 8, 9, or 10? Okay. Number 11, write 2 ways to group and add 4 plus 2 plus 5. Okay, so think, which 2 will you put together first? What will you leave by itself? So what will your new addends be when you switch it to 2 addends? And then what will the sum be? Now, because we can add in any order, whatever order you add in, the sum should stay the same in both ways you do it, but you need to do it in 2 different ways. So are you going to start by putting 4 and 2 together and then add 5 separately? Or are you going to start by leaving 4 by itself and add 2 and 5 together? Or are you going to start by leaving 2 by itself and putting 4 and 5 together? You need to show 2 different ways you combine them so that you end up with 2 addends to find the final sum. Okay. Number 12. Beth sees 4 red birds. She sees 2 yellow birds. She sees 4 blue birds. Draw a picture of the birds. So we had, and you don't need to use colors on this if you want to just do different symbols for each group. Okay, just make sure you show that we have a group of 4 for what Beth sees on her red birds, a group of 2 for her yellow birds, and another group of 4 for her blue birds. Draw to show a picture of the birds. Then down at the bottom, Beth sees blank birds. Write the total number in that blank. Okay. Let's switch to a crayon. And let's come back up to number 10. So looking here, they started with a 2, which you can see matches the red. Then they have the addend 4, which we see matches the yellow. So which addend is missing? The blue one. What number is that? 3. Okay. So I have 2 plus 3 plus 4. And then we need to know what the sum is altogether. Well, the way they did it, they have 2 and they have 3 plus 4. So 3 plus 4, 4 in the box, 3 outside, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, and 2 outside, 7 in the box, 2 outside, 7, 8, 9. So my sum is 9. Okay, and then number 11, it says write 2 ways to group and add 4 plus 2 plus 5. Well, if I started by leaving 4 by itself and adding 2 and 5, then I would have 4 plus 7. Okay, and then the sum of 4 and 7 is 11. Maybe I chose, so that's one option of what you could have. And remember, it could be adding in either order. So it might say 4 plus 7, it might say 7 plus 4, but that's one of your options. Another option would be if we left the 2 by itself and we put the 4 and the 5 together. Okay, so you might have 2 plus 9, but still the sum is 11. And you might have done it the other way. It might be 9 plus 2. I'm going to show you the third combination would be if we left the 5 by itself and we started by combining the 4 and the 2. 5 plus 6 also equals 11. And again, it could say 6 plus 5. So as long as we have 4 plus 7 or 7 plus 4 equals 11, 2 plus 9 or 9 plus 2 equals 11, 5 plus 6 or 6 plus 5 equals 11. As long as you have any 2 of those combinations, you get the star on this question. Okay, if you have other numbers showing up, then I'm sorry, we didn't follow the directions quite exactly. And so we would have to be fixing it with our crayon and giving ourselves a stare. Okay, and then number 12, Beth sees 4 red birds. So again, you don't need to color them in as long as you show you have a group of 4. Then she sees 2 yellow birds. We need to show we have a group of 2. And then she sees 4 bluebirds, another group of 4. Okay, draw a picture of the birds. Quick picture, doesn't have to be fancy. And then I need to think, how can I put those numbers together? Well, the first thing I thought of is that I have a doubles fact because I have 2 groups of 4. So I know 4 plus 4 is 8. Then I have 2 more, which actually is a 10 buddy. So 8 plus 2, she sees 10 birds. Okay, so that is our review today. Make sure you take a picture of your work and show how well you did and show me which things you're going to continue working on. And I'm sure that you guys did great because I've been seeing some great stuff from you. So keep up the good work and continue doing your best, and I'll see you later. Bye.